This is Paving the Way to March Madness, presented by Nicolock. Get your dancing shoes on, because it's time for a March Madness edition of Zach to School with New York Post basketball writer Zach Braziller. Zach, you see the dance? You see the two-step I threw in there, man?
I'm not dancing, man. I'm not dancing. That's my wife. No dancing for me, man.
You don't have to.
I don't want to embarrass myself.
I
dance. Show me how to do it.
I dance so you don't have to, man.
Thank you.
But we need you to take us Zach to school because you've been doing it all basketball season. Now it's time for the final exam. 16 games going down Thursday to officially kick the tourney off. Which teams are walking off of the court today with a sure W?
Yeah, look, you got a few. North Carolina, Tennessee, they get to face our two locals. I don't think we're getting any local Cinderellas like we have in the last few years. Tennessee, St. Peter's, North Carolina, Wagner. I think those are two pretty sure things. I don't expect, I don't think we're seeing any local magic this year. Wagner won his first tournament game the other day. But no, I don't think Charlotte. I know we have our guy Mark Cannizzaro there, who's been there for FDU, St. Peter's the last 2 years. So I don't, unless Mark Cannizzaro has this magic wand, I don't see that any magic this year.
Which game should we put an upset alert by?
That's a good one. I mean, I think we could get a few major upsets. Look, I love New Mexico to get to the Elite Eight. I absolutely love them. I love, I know Florida doesn't play till Friday, but I love Florida as my other real Elite Eight sleeper. I think you're going to see a lot of upsets. I think you have a few really great teams, whether, UConn, Houston, even Purdue, although people don't trust Purdue this time of year. But I don't think there's a big difference between like the number 5 or 6 team and the number 20 team. I really don't see a huge difference there at all, to be honest.
All right, so since any of the local teams or none of the local teams will be a Cinderella story this year, do you have an early prediction on who could have the Cinderella story in this year's tournament?
Look, I think Oakland is very dangerous against Kentucky. Kentucky's a team that's just so up and down. I really like Oakland. I know, the 4-5 in the in the Purdue region are people really think are susceptible. Kansas not going to have Kevin McCullough Jr. A lot of people are picking Sanford. McNeese State, Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga was overseeded. They should have been more of a 6 or a 7 than a 5. Just another example of just what an awful job the committee did. And McNeese State's really good. I know there are some people who think a McNeese State or a Sanford can get to the Sweet 16. And I don't think that's crazy. And, down in the West, I think the West could blow up. I picked in the paper Michigan State to beat North Carolina in the second round. I have a Nevada, New Mexico Sweet 16 game. So you have some big upsets there. I think you're going to see a lot of upsets. I don't know about any of the top 2 or 3 teams in the country, but outside of that, I think you're going to see a lot of movement here in the first weekend.
Well, it's all going to go down. It starts today, Thursday. March Madness has begun, man. Let me dance to get us up out of here, Zach. I'll put my dancing shoes on. Thanks for joining us.
There you go.